Horror Flick Chicks podcast here with my wonderful Horror Flick Chick ladies. I'm Angie, Sonia, and Sandra. Hi, girls.
Hi.
What's up?
And today's episode, we're going to be talking about, and if you're watching us on video, you'll see none other than Cabinet of Curiosities, Guillermo Del Toro's series that's now running on Netflix. So we're going to talk about episode number 1 and 2.
1 and 2.
Yay. So it's Cabinet of Curiosities is like a dark fantasy anthology. The opening shows Guillermo coming out, talking to us about like storytelling, doing his very amazing storytelling about the background of Cabinet of Curiosities, and each of the episodes are obviously it's an anthology, so it's really interesting. These uses different directors for each. So episode 1, lot 36.
Yeah.
Yes.
First off, I'd like to say, I really like how he opens up the episodes.
So do I.
It's very Rod Serling, Twilight Zone.
I thought, yeah, I agree. I thought Alfred Hitchcock too.
Yeah, the same.
Yeah.
You know,
how they
like
come
I
out,
love it. It's like very old school.
They introduce the stories and everything, and they link their little saying to the story that's coming up. I thought it was really cool.
Yes, I agree.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm so old for kind of an old school intro to what we're about to watch. It just feels like you're in it feels like you're going to a show. You're being introduced to the story. And and
he always pays homage to the past, so that's cool too. And he's definitely doing that in this series.
Yeah, totally.
So the first episode's lot 36, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So this one's directed by Guillermo Navarro, excuse me.
Yes.
And so the episode is about a guy who's down and out. He owes some money to some mobsters or something, and he is at one of those auctions where they sell off storage cabinets, and you buy what's inside, not knowing what's inside, and hopefully there's a big payout.
Yeah, what an interesting world, by the way. When I was watching it, I was like, oh yeah, people actually do this. It's really kind of...
Have you ever seen Storage Wars?
I have not.
It's like Storage Wars.
It was just like Storage Wars.
I have not, and please do not put me on to some new reality TV show.
It's been out for a while, but it's cool. It's the same thing.
Oh no, you know what I mean. New to me.
It's basically these people, and they go to these storage places, and there's units that are up for sale for the same reasons. People die, or people leave it and don't pay it, and they forfeit what's in it.
Right.
And then the owners, they sell the lot, basically.
Right.
And usually they let you take a peek inside for 5 seconds, and then they close it, and then they
start the bidding
that peak that they got.
Right.
And sometimes they bid $400, $500, $600, and
it could get higher.
Right. And they hope to find something in there that they could recoup their money with by selling it or something. But sometimes it's like a dud and they don't get anything.
But sometimes they find really good collector stuff and even money,
jewelry.
Well, if any of those people are watching our show, are watching this video, are listening to our podcast, are fans of ours, we welcome you. However, this first episode of Lot 36 may make you change your mind on your hobby or your whatever you want to call it. So this guy who's the highest bidder, right? For one of the storage units. He's kind of like a xenophobe, a little bit, he skews a little bit. Not a little bit. He seems just very xenophobic, a little bit of a bigot. Let's just say.
Yeah, not a little bit.
A lot of it.
A lot of it. A lot of it. Yes, thank you. And so he gets access to this thing.
He's just focused on his own shit. That's the thing. He doesn't care about anybody else or anything else. He's just focused on his own shit. He needs to get money to pay people, or they're gonna kill him. So he doesn't care about anything else. So he's just like straight up focused and goes after this, this lot. He buys it, and then
so we should say that he buys it, and the unit belonged to this old man that apparently has owned it, it says, since 1945, and he came to the storage unit every day with the same bag, spent about an hour or so in the unit, and would come out. So
and I'll just say, like, the opening shows this elderly man. I have to tell you, like, just from the start, it's kind of like, ew, gross. Like, there's fish heads or whatever
he's like cutting up, butchering some
meat,
fish,
butchering meat, and like also like eating a TV dinner. I don't know, it was weird.
Oh yeah, the TV dinner. Yeah.
You can tell already just from the opening that this was going to be something interesting in this unit.
So I mean, obviously the bag that he was bringing into the unit was those cut up meat, pieces
the
of
fish,
meat and
guts
fish and things,
or whatever.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought the same thing.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Okay. And then I really like the guy. First of all, I love the actors. I like the main guy. I forget his name. The main guy. He's in different movies and things.
Actor. Kim Blake Nelson.
Yeah, he's a character actor in a lot of.
Yeah, I've seen him in a bunch of stuff.
So he's really good, and I like the storage company guy, the manager or whatever of the storage.
Yeah,
like he was good too, and they played well against each other, I thought. And
it seemed like they worked together, right? Because there was a moment in the beginning where this guy bought a lot, and he bought the lot and he sold whatever he could from it, and he split it with him, or he gave him some money off of it.
They used to have a thing.
They have like some kind of arrangement.
Yeah,
that they do that, and then
so they have in the past. So
yeah, so and I thought it was interesting that that woman, the immigrant woman that came in looking for her lot, that apparently there was, I guess, miscommunication.
Yeah,
and her lot was supposedly abandoned, and it was sold to this guy. It was another lot. It was lot 87. That was hers. And she tried to convince him so she can go in and get, because she said she had a lot of personal items, like her kids' pictures, her parents' letters, and things like that. And of course, this guy being, a bigot and not, like you said, Sonia, very into himself. Like, he basically told her, "Oh, I pay for it. It's mine. If you want it, you can give me $1,000." And gave her her lock back. He said, this is yours. You could probably use it again.
Right.
And that, I feel like that part too also set off something else that was going to happen. At first, I thought maybe she knew something about the other lot that he bought.
Yes.
But when you get to the end, it turns out she had nothing to do with that other lot. But
I'm not too sure. Although
you think so?
They didn't.
She seemed a little creepy.
They get to the he gets into this lot. He going through his things, and he finds like a desk or table with these books in it. Looks kind of ancient books,
different from a different language from a different country. Yeah.
Yes. And he takes them to Eddie, the guy who runs the storage place, and he gives him the name and number of this like an appraiser. Right. So he goes to this lady, Agatha, what's her name? Agatha?
I don't remember her name.
I don't remember.
He goes to this lady, and she seems to know what it is. And she calls even another appraiser that's even more familiar with the stuff. And he comes over, this German guy, and he's really he's
very interested in it.
And apparently there's 3 books, and apparently there's a 4th book that's even more valuable than those 3 books.
Yeah.
And he tells him, if we find the 4th book, I can give you $300,000. And so he's like, all right, let's go to the unit and let's look through it and we'll, to find the book. But so that Agatha lady and the guy, they knew, they knew that there was like a demon, because at the end, it's like there was a demon there, right? This guy was summoned the demon, or right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And they get to the place, and the guy, first of all, the guy, Nick, the guy, the bigot guy.
Yes.
I was getting so annoyed because I know he was just trying to get his shit and everything, but like, listen to these people. Like, they know what they're doing. They know what they're talking about.
Yeah, and if somebody tells you don't touch shit, don't touch shit.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, when they finally get into the room and he realizes that there's a door in the back of the storage unit. They go through it. First of all, they open it and it stinks to high heaven, and
Right.
so that means
what could it be? Dead
I'm sorry,
people,
if it's
like dead bodies
bad,
or animals.
If it stunk that bad, seriously, you're going in further to
well, that's what I'm saying. Like, it stinks really bad,
Stop
and you're going in like you're that desperate. I mean, he was that desperate. But the guy knows what he's talking about. The man, the German guy, knew who he was talking about. Like, listen to him.
Yeah.
He's not gonna rip you off. You watch. It's only you guys there. You watch him as you go in, whatever. He gets to the back, and they find this. It's like a symbol, pentagram type symbol thing on the floor, made with like some kind of dust or red.
It was like a red
sulfur or some kind of thing.
That's what I was thinking, like sulfur maybe.
And you see this lady's body all chewed up and dried out and everything,
and like no face.
Yeah, laying out on that thing with no face, and you see somebody squirming around in the face, the tentacles and moving around. I was like, oh, if I saw that,
bro,
I was gonna just pay me for these 3 books I gave you, and then
I'm out.
But
no, he should have said is pay me for the lot, and then you can have whatever's in here. I'm leaving.
Right. I would have been like, the book's right there. Just give me the money now, and it's yours. And that's it. That's true.
Or I would even be like, look, half off. You go in yourself. Give me 150.
Right. They never said how much he owed those people, right?
No, I didn't. I don't think so.
I don't think so. I don't think that really mattered. But anyway, so so eventually this thing awakens, right? It's got like,
yeah, but he awakens because he walks and he kicks.
He breaks the seal.
Breaks the seal, even though this guy tells him,
like, basically watch where you're going, watch your step.
Right.
Don't touch anything.
It would have been easy to just go around it. Like, what's your problem? Like, you just fucked everything up.
Oh.
I was getting pissed off. Like, oh my God, why would you do
that? I have to say, so this demon thing that awakens or whatever, it seems as if, like, now that it's awakened, the guy that he was with was like the expert. What's his name? Like I don't remember his name.
German guy.
But the expert was like, guy. Oh, like, basically, like,
well, because he knew, like, he knew what the books were, so I'm sure he knew what that thing was.
Right.
He knew they were.
So he was just in awe.
On the way he was talking about it on the car on the way over about summoning. It was a table that they used to use for seances and things like that. To summon demons and summon, things. So he knew what they were doing.
Yeah. So he kind of gets like engulfed by this thing, and then the demon looks over at Nick and is like coming after Nick. And
well, he needed food, right? Because the old guy wasn't there to bring the fish heads and
That's
so
true.
he was hungry.
So he was hungry. So he's looking at Nick in this dungeon type shit thing and is coming after him. Nick is running for his bigot ass life.
Yeah.
Yep.
And who does he meet at the door when he's
the locked door?
the locked door that is locked from the inside that he cannot get out of. He meets, he
Amelia.
looks through the mirror and he meets the immigrant woman who he screwed over.
Yeah.
Yep.
See, so that makes me think that she possibly knew something was up there, because
I don't think so.
but they don't make it clear. It's possible that she didn't know, but it is possible that she did. They never made it clear. And
they never made it clear, and I wasn't too sure about her, so I'm kind of like in between the two.
They showed her when he was emptying out like the stuff to throw in the trash, and she was out in the rain like watching him.
Yeah, she was like hiding
and like,
yeah, she was creepy as hell
and watching.
I'm telling you,
so
she was
like,
creepy.
I feel like a little part of me feels like she knew something was up. She's obviously been putting stuff in that storage unit for a long time too. Not as long as that old man, but she's been putting stuff in there for a long time. So she must have seen the man before. She must have known,
the lesson in this story is not to be a motherfucking bigot, because
be nice to everybody.
Because when he was begging for her to open the door, she was standing on the outside and she shows him this padlock, right?
Well, my thought about Amelia was that she didn't know anything about that lot with the demon or anything. I think she was standing outside spying on him because she was trying to get into her lot, the one she lost.
Yes.
Right? And at the end, when they were face to face on the opposite side of the door, and he was begging for her to open it, she was just being like, the way she was acting, like,
right, like just giving it back to what he gave to her.
And it's like, oh, okay. And then when she showed the lock, like, this is the lock that you gave me that you said, oh, you could probably use this again.
Right.
So she did use it and she locked him in.
Right.
Not because she knew what was in there, just because for whatever reason that he wanted to get out, she didn't care because he didn't care about her.
Yes.
But I don't think she knew anything about that demon. That was just my take on it.
Well, I'm not 100% sure. I think it could have gone either way. It could have been the way you said, which I agree in one part. Another side, I can totally see that she knew something was in there. Maybe she didn't know what it was, but she knew it was something. And when she saw this guy was running like scared shitless, she knew, and she was like, fuck him, and left him. So it could have been that. I don't know.
I guess, yeah.
But it was a great episode. I really loved it. Actually,
it was really great.
It was good. It was a good one. It was a good start to the series, to the season.
Yeah, it got you intrigued to watch the rest, right?
Yeah.
And totally. We'll talk about episode 2 now. We know that it's not a continuing story. Every story is different. So it's like, oh, what are they gonna do next to like kind of top this one, right? So episode 2 was graveyard rats. So right there, you probably don't even have to see it.
I'm out. Peace.
You probably don't have to see it to know what it's about, right? But you do have to see it because it goes way more than just like walking in the graveyard and seeing some rats running around. And I really love this one.
Yeah.
But I have to say, anybody that's terrified of rats or like being buried alive, you can't watch it, or it will be hard to watch.
This girl.
Yeah. I gotta say, I'm not scared of rats like that. I mean,
I'm not scared of rats. We're from New York City
and stuff. And if I saw one running past me, I would jump.
I'm sorry, we're from New York, but the amount of rats in this episode.
No, but this was total. We're not
totally
enclosed.
Right. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I'm not afraid of rats like that, but if imagining yourself in that situation with all those rats and running towards your face and running, I was like, oh, that kind of creeped me out.
Okay, so it starts off with,
and they were all diseased. Ugh.
Yeah, it starts off with these graveyard
grave robbers.
And let's say the director of this episode is Vincenzo Natali.
Okay.
Yes. So yeah, it starts off with like, watching these like kind of it felt to me very like, I don't know, what year would that have been? Like 1920s.
It's like it's a very like what is it? What
Gangster of New York type
era?
like
Kind
Gangsters
of,
of
yeah.
New York type
And just like in the
era.
first episode,
Prohibition.
yeah, and just like in
Yeah.
the first episode, the main character in the second episode, Mason, also owed people money.
Yeah.
Yes,
And that's
that
why
is
he was doing the grave robbing to get jewelry or things so he can sell to pay off his debts.
yes, that's right.
So I
That's
thought
right.
that was cool that they had a similarity in that.
Yeah, so that was a thing. So he would like figure out which one were the richest of the richest graves and dig through that. And then he would find that a rat had already been through that grave. And it turns out
Well, the body was already, you could tell it was there for a long time already. It was
decomposed.
yeah. But he got a gold tooth out of him. Or her.
The rat got it.
No, didn't he pull a tooth out?
He did, but it fell.
Oh,
and then the rat
And then he went to grab for it, and the rat bit him.
Rat bit him. Yes, that's right. He did, but he grabbed it, like he pulled it out.
He pulled it out of her mouth. Yes.
Okay.
Right.
And then, it turns out that like he's got kind of like a guy or whatever that he's working for, and it's like, oh, he's trying to explain that these rats are like really the ones that are taking all the goods.
Right.
And he's not able to retrieve that much because of these rats. And it's, and of course the guy's like, yeah, you're going to figure it out, or, you're going to be in the grave, basically. Right. So he gets back to that, and then he's like home sleeping, and OMG, that scene where he's looking up and he's like sleeping, and all of a sudden he opens his eyes a little bit, and the ceiling just starts to crack a little. You see one rat fall down, and then all of a sudden
But it was like, no, he saw the little rat tail. He went up and he went and he looked, and he pulled it, and the rat came out, and then the whole ceiling like opened up.
It was full of rats falling on you in bed. Oh God. I'm sorry.
But he was clearly, the guy was like scared of rats, right? Because because that was a dream.
Yeah.
So he was having dreams about that one rat that bit him. He was scared of it, I guess. And he had that dream about that rat, right? So,
but he went back.
He went back because he's greedy. He went back. Well, he went to a morgue, or not a morgue, a funeral home.
Yes.
And he was going through. I guess he has this deal with one of the undertaker, and goes through the bodies there.
He goes through the bodies to find
finds one that has a mouth full of gold teeth, and he wants to get him out, but the coroner hasn't done his job with the body yet, so he had to wait. So once they bury this guy, he goes in to try and then he goes in deeper into the rat hole, so to speak.
Also kind of like the first one, right? When in the lot, when there was another door with like an entryway. So this is kind of like he opened like another door and went further in, and that's where the shit happened.
Right. No, that's true. I didn't think of it that I didn't.
The best was when he got a little satisfaction by like shooting one rat.
Yeah.
And the rat just like explodes.
And then the other ones came out like, no, you didn't. You killed my brother.
Yeah, right. Basically. But
that's my 235th cousin.
Right, exactly. But he goes in, he goes down through the hole. It's like it's a rat hole, a big rat hole that he's like crawling through.
It was a maze. It was a bunch of different.
He should have realized that there's these rats. First of all, he should have realized there's going to be a lot of rats in there. And second of all, how is this big hole and this big tunnel made? Like, who made this tunnel?
If you're fitting in the hole,
then something
look how big
made
you
the
are.
tunnel. Exactly.
how much bigger you are than the rats. What else is there
Right.
that could make this big hole?
Right. And sure enough, there's like a, 20-foot rat or something in there going after him.
Yep.
He's like the mama of the little rats.
Yeah.
And they're going after him and everything. And then he gets to this room down there in the tunnels that has all the jewels and all that, which I'm thinking the rats just took the jewels and keeping them for what? Like what they're gonna do with it?
Maybe it's like an offering to that body that was there.
Right, because there was a body in the wall, all decomposed, but it had a gold, like necklace,
like a jeweled necklace or something on. Yeah.
And he took it off, obviously, of the decomposed body, and then it came to life. And that thing was going after him too. But that's true. I didn't think about that. It's possible that it was like an offering to that body, that person. But I didn't think about that. Because I thought that was like kind of weird. Like, so there's zombies in this thing now. Like, what is
happening?
Like, I didn't get that, but I guess that's a good.
It was a lot going. It was kind of a lot going on at one point, but I still really liked this episode.
Me too.
Me three.
Yeah. It was a great episode. And at the end, he's trying to get out, and and then he shoots himself in the foot. Did you see that part? I was like, oh, why would you? First of all, when he would shoot the gun out to try, I was like, why are you doing this? Like, why would you do that?
That was too much. But to be honest with you, like that's like the perfect thing. Like, of course you're gonna shoot yourself in the foot. You idiot. You've been like.
But then he was there was some parts where he was like walking around, like in the tunnel, and when he got to that room or whatever, and he wasn't really limping much. I was like, you just shot yourself in the foot.
I know,
you shouldn't be able to walk on that.
Maybe all that like adrenaline and
I guess
stuff like he was just worried about getting out, and he wasn't worried about his foot. Like
I guess so. I suppose that must have been it.
I mean, I don't know.
But he's crawling out of the hole trying to get out. And there's two tunnels, and one of the tunnels is the big brat, and the other tunnel is like the zombie guy.
Yeah.
Coming, he doesn't know which one to go through, and he tries to find his way out. He sees the light, and he's like, "Oh, it's the light! It's the light!" And he goes to it, and he ends up in a grave.
Yep.
And he can't get out, and all the rats come and take over, right? Yeah. And at the end, you see another group of of grave diggers coming in. They open up the casket. They see this guy, and then they say, "Oh, like I know this guy," and they see he has jewels on him.
Because these are the two robbers from the beginning of the episode.
Yes,
that this guy, basically took their grave from them.
Right. So they're trying to get the jewels from this guy, and as soon as they try to get it, they see his body start to move and twitch, and then you see the rats coming out his mouth like,
No, I couldn't do it. This was a good one.
It was very, very good episode.
It was a good episode. I love this. I love this series. I think there's 8 episodes in total?
There's 8 episodes. And I totally see a season 2 coming from this. If they don't make a season 2 of this, I hope if Netflix doesn't do it, I hope another streaming service picks it up. But Netflix usually does good with this kind of stuff. So
I mean, we think it's really good. So hopefully it gets a lot of attention. And buzz, and it does get.
And look, I'm really looking forward to the next few episodes. That's for sure. They've got some really great actors coming up for us.
They do, and we're so excited about it. We'll be reviewing the rest of the episodes too, so stay tuned for that. But this is so cool. Like I said, I love this series. I can't wait to watch the rest.
It's fun.
And talk about it with you girls.
Yeah, it was great. This is a little different for us. We've been kind of doing a different format with our podcasts. So this is the first time we've done a specific series or movie,
Mhm.
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
which
so let us
is
know.
nice. So let us know
Yeah.
what you think about it. If you want us to do more of these types of podcasts, because we had fun doing it.
Yeah.
So we hope you like it.
And again, we'll be reviewing the rest of the episodes in this series. So stay tuned for those episodes of
Yes.
the Horror Flick Chicks podcast. And we're gonna end this broadcast for now. And again, our podcast can be heard on Apple Podcasts, Spotify,
iHeartRadio,
and Pandora.
Pandora.
And check us out and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And until next time, I'm
Oh,
Sonia.
wait, and check out our YouTube channel
Yes.
YouTube.
where you can see the video of this podcast. We're gonna post it up there, and we're gonna try to make this a continuous thing where we record the podcast as just opposed to just the audio.
Right.
So to put up on our YouTube channel. So please look us up on YouTube, Horror Flick Chicks, and follow and subscribe to our channel, and leave comments and let us know what you think, what you like, what you don't like. Like we take everything in. We hope you enjoy it as much as we do.
Yeah, we're definitely going to add more content to our YouTube channel, so check that out.
Yeah.
And until next time, we're Horror Flick Chicks. I'm Sonia, Sandra, and Angie with me. And peace, love, and horror, guys.